Hello, everybody. My name is Brian Campbell. I have a PhD in biomechanics from Auburn University, undergraduate in sports medicine from here, from UL Lafayette. It used to be USL back in the day. And I have a master's degree from Southern Mississippi in exercise physiology. And I'm going to be your instructor this semester. So I keep looking here because I have the syllabus up on the screen on my desktop. And so I am a visual learner. I am a dyslexic, proud dyslexic. So I teach with analogies and with movement and with stories. And so that's kind of my teaching style. So even though this is going to be a virtual online class, really nothing changes. I'm still going to lecture like I always lecture. It's just I'm going to record it and post it for you guys to watch uh, maybe over and over again. So this probably is a good thing that you guys can have reference to it as many times as you need. Okay? So this is KNES 310 Fall 2020. Biology 220, passing it, or the equivalency. There's some majors who have an equivalency for biology 220 as the prerequisite, meaning that you have to make a C or better before you can take this class, okay? Exams are going to be given on Moodle. I used to be, for COVID, we do Scantrons, old school, man. Back in my day, we still do multiple choice, so the tests are going to be multiple choice, but we're going to deliver it through Moodle. So you need to make sure you have Wi-Fi or whatever you need, an emergency. The library or public libraries have free Wi-Fi access. So make sure you're all set up. Make sure you set your alarms for the day of the test. I have now. This syllabus is already posted on Moodle. I'm just kind of going over it verbally because, again, some people are learners, but I encourage you all to look at this and review it in your own time. Make sure we're all on the same page. So exams are going to be given to Moodle. They're going to be on Mondays or Wednesdays. We're never going to have a test on Friday. So Monday or Wednesdays, and that's depending on just want some flexibility. There's positives to both, but Monday or Wednesdays. Even though this class is going to be taught remotely, you are going to be taking your tests on the scheduled time of 7:30. Okay. So I will make sure to give you plenty enough time to know, but you need to be available on 7:30 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, eventually for the test. I don't play with makeups. There is a policy I'm going to go over on an excused makeup, but if you're sick, you're still home, you can still take your test. So we'll go over that in a little bit. Office hours. I'm willing to talk to you when I'm available. So I don't have scheduled office hours because it's whenever. I have my cell phone on the syllabus, and all you have to do is text me and say, Dr. Campbell, my name is on this lecture. I need some clarification on this concept that you stated at, and then you give a timestamp, 11:45, you said this, and I'm confused about that. Giving me that kind of information, and it doesn't have to be text, it could be an email, giving me the information of what lecture, where in the lecture, what you're confused about, lets me know that you've done the effort to at least hear what I had to say. It goes a long way. Let me know that you've listened to it, and specifically where you're having problems, and we can make it work. Okay. So virtual office hours, 24/7 if I'm awake. Let's see. My email, campbell@louisiana.edu. That's on the syllabus. Required text, guys, I'm going to post everything you need on Moodle. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go other places for resources. I encourage that. And sometimes you may look at other resources and then have some confusion. That's why I'm here to help. Remember, a lot of times what we call things is not as important as the concepts of what those things are. You know, my grandma was a little French lady, and she called a cat a minou. I don't think she ever said the word cat. It was a minou. So a minou is French for cat, but a cat is English for cat. It's the same thing. What you call it, it's not one's right, one's wrong. So a lot of times with these concepts, we may be talking about the same thing, but maybe an athletic training major might have been introduced with the term minou, and I'm talking about a cat, and we're talking about the same thing. So that's important to understand, that sometimes when you're reviewing other sources, that's good. It's good to review other sources. But just because they call it something different doesn't mean we're not talking about the same thing. We just need to be on the same page about what we're going to call it in this class. Because this class is where we need to be consistent for all of the students and me, so that way we know we're talking about the little four-legged thing that purrs. That's the key, okay? Being on the same page about verbiage. I have your grading scale. I am really going out of my way to help you. This virtual stuff is new to me too. Lecturing in front of a crowd of zero, where I got to use my imagination to pretend there's people watching me, and after class when I'm done and I'm like, thank you guys for enjoying my class, in my mind everybody's so I am shifting your grading scale. Why? Because I can, so to help you. So the traditional grading scales, I'm going to shift them a little bit. 88 is the threshold for an A. But with that help comes, no, I got an 87 point. I'm helping you out enough. 78 is a B. And 65 is a C. So it is not hard to pass this class. If you try. If you don't try, I could see where it could be difficult. But if you try, if you listen to all the lectures and you come to me for clarification, no reason why you shouldn't pass this class. Okay. Let's see. Course evaluation. We are going to have 4 exams. And let's see. 4 exams. Everyone is 25%. There's going to be no projects and none of that. It's just test, multiple choice test, because there's no bias. I mean, papers and projects always ends in misery. So it's just going to be knowledge based. Course description, online lecture views. Though you do not need to watch the lectures during the scheduled class time, you'll need to watch the lectures posted for each day so that you can keep up with information and not fall behind. So that's important, right? So in other words, if I post a lecture, and usually I'm going to post the lectures the night before class just to give people a heads up to watch it if you can the night before. I'm going to try my best to do that. If everybody keeps up, then if you watch the lecture, then you can have questions about that lecture. Watch the next lecture. But if you fall behind and I'm on lecture 6 and you're asking me questions about previous lectures, it can get confusing for everybody, okay? So if you keep up, little bites of the apple, as my major professor used to say. Okay, so this is pretty cool. You can be late for an exam day, but you're only going to have the scheduled amount of time. So in other words, if you log in to take your Moodle exam 10 minutes late, then you got 40 minutes, which should be plenty of time. There's going to be 25 questions on every test. And that is enough questions because I want you to be able to think. I don't want you to be rushed. And as you'll notice, a lot of it is redundancy. You know, there's only so many ways I can ask: what plane, what dimension, what axis, what motion. So Moodle exam will open up at 7:30 a.m. and it's going to be 50 minutes long. Okay. And there's going to be 25 questions. These exams are going to be individual. Okay. So what I mean by that is they are not group exams. If I find out, I'll be in trouble. That's automatic F for the semester if I find out you're cheating. However, the trade-off is open book, open notes. I'm letting you use whatever resources you have from my lectures, from the notes, from the book. As long as you work by yourself, I'll let you have your own thoughts, your own notes to help you out, okay? It's a good compromise. It's a fair trade. Let's see what else we got. All right. Here's the important thing about missed exam. If for a legitimate reason, you have to let me know before the exam starts. You have to. So before 7:30 a.m., I have to get a text or an email. And the logic is that if I don't, then it wasn't an emergency. I mean, you could even have someone, your guardian, your parent, someone contact me on your behalf if something's really bad. But there's no reason that you can't let me know. All right? That's all spelled out in the ADA statement for students with disabilities. Let me know. Then there's the UL Lafayette COVID statements. Okay, so this statement deals with all the new stuff with COVID, decrease in the spread, what you need to do if you've been exposed. And so I'm going to let you guys read that on your own. But everybody needs to read the COVID statement. This is from the university, given to us to put onto your syllabus, okay? All right, so that should be it. So, summary. This is not an impossible class. If you guys keep up with the lectures, and you're going to do just fine, you're going to do awesome. And if you need me for anything, I am available. That's my deal, okay? All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you when we see you.